This is just a quick video to clear the air on some things. A lot of people accuse me of being a cop hater. Anybody who loves justice doesn't think too kindly about people who forcefully take freedoms, liberties, wealth from other people for no reason. Innocent people. So that's my view of anybody. I don't care if they're wearing a uniform, a badge, and a gun. I don't care if they call themselves a politician. I don't care if they're white, black, Hispanic. It doesn't matter. If one individual is abusing his power and authority over another person to jeopardize that other person's life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, in whatever measure, that person is guilty of being unjust. And that's what I think about law enforcement. Now, I was looking at Twitter today, and apparently today is Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, and that's trending right now on Twitter. Law Enforcement Appreciation Day is the hashtag. Let's listen to what Governor Greg Abbott says about Law Enforcement Appreciation Day.
Hi, this is Governor Greg Abbott. Today is National Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. And on behalf of the entire state of Texas, I want to say thank you to all of the men and women of law enforcement who bravely serve our communities and keep us safe. We are forever grateful for your service and for your sacrifice. May God bless you and your families, and may God bless the great state of Texas.
Now, of course, we know that's what they're supposed to be doing. They're supposed to be out there to keep us safe. They're supposed to be out there serving and protecting. But what ends up happening is these, I call them the blue line, the thin blue line thugs, or the thin blue line gang members. And you can see it right here. Law Enforcement Appreciation Day, hashtag thin blue line. You know, just like you have the Crips and the Bloods out there doing wrong, you have law enforcement agents out there doing wrong under the color and banner of a law. They use the law to abuse their power and take away rights from everybody else. And they're worse than the Crips and the Bloods. Why are they worse than the Crips and the Bloods? Because everybody thinks that they have authority, that they have the right to take away other people's rights, and that other people have the obligation to obey those law enforcers. And really, law enforcers are out there enforcing the laws of who? They're out there enforcing the laws of politicians. We all know that all politicians are corrupt. All politicians have sold out. All politicians in Congress and in the Senate houses are part of the Title 28, Section 3002, 15A federal corporation. They're all out there to in the best interest of the corporation and not in the best interest of the people. That's what the drug war is all about. That's what prohibition was all about. It's about getting a stranglehold on the people, power over the people, taking more wealth from the people, imprisoning people. That's why you have the prison industrial complex right now. And there's tons of people sitting in prison right now who did nothing wrong. They possessed certain things that the politicians said you can't have, and the law enforcers nabbed them, kidnapped them, threw their asses in cages, rape cages, by the way. A lot of these people who get thrown into jail end up getting raped and abused and beaten up. And that's what's happening. So I don't know how you can look at any human being who swears to uphold the Constitution but ends up abusing their power. Let's listen to what this cop says right here.
Hey, it's Trooper Ben with the Kansas Highway Patrol. I just wanted to speak briefly about Law Enforcement Appreciation Day that's taking place today. Just the act of providing a small moment of kindness to an officer can make a significant difference in their day. If it is buying their coffee or pausing to shake their hand or give them a hug or say a prayer, or just to simply smile and give them a friendly wave, it matters. It makes a difference in the activities and tasks that they are handling on a daily basis. Some of those tasks are extremely difficult, and they at times can bring some significant sorrows to their day. So to understand that just by simply smiling, waving, hugging, handshakes, and a nod can make a big difference. Be aware of that. And that's not just for today, but that's really any day. Have a good day. Always wear your seatbelt and find opportunities to smile, people.
Because if you don't wear your seatbelts, we're going to fine your ass. If you don't keep yourself safe, we're going to infringe on your right to do whatever you want to with your body, and we're going to issue a ticket, i.e., we're going to extort you on behalf of the state. It's interesting that he put that at the end of the little broadcast there. Let me say this, though, guys. Of course, they're there to say that they're there to serve and protect. But what they end up doing is just harassing and collecting to the tune of over $8 to $9 billion a year they collect on just civil asset forfeiture alone. Oh, you have high amounts of cash? You have more cash than we think you should have? Well, you must be involved in a drug deal. We're going to take your cash and we're going to take everything in your vehicle. And oh, by the way, we're going to take your vehicle too, and we're going to seize your house because we think you're a drug dealer. Who cares if they're a drug dealer? You can go to Walgreens and CVS right now, and they're drug dealing, but it's sanctioned by the government. See, what the government does is they eliminate competition so that other people can be free to do things. Corporations can be free to do things. If you sold a bag of weed to your neighbor, who have you harmed? Even if you sold a bag of cocaine or heroin to your neighbor, who have you harmed? You have not harmed or threatened to harm anybody. You had a bag of weed and your neighbor had money, and you had a mutually voluntary, consensual exchange of a good or a service. But government wants to get involved in that, and they want to fine you, and they want to kidnap you, and they want to cage you, and they want to ruin your life. All in the name of serving and protecting. You're not serving and protecting anybody when you're kidnapping them, arresting them, and caging them. Here's Doug Collins.
Hello, everyone. I'm Congressman Doug Collins, and I just want to take a moment today to remember Law Enforcement Appreciation Day. It's pretty special for me because I'm a trooper's kid from Georgia. My dad was a Georgia State Trooper. I've been around law enforcement all my life. And today, it's sort of sad that we hate to take one day to appreciate law enforcement because what they do every day of the year matters. They're the ones that you call when you need something. They're the ones that keep our society safe. They're the ones that we turn to when we need stability. For all of our law enforcement officers out there today, as you take that duty seriously, as you put that badge on, as you leave your families, know that there will be many prayers and thoughts going with you and with your families. Continue to do what you do. You help make our country what it really is.
They keep society less safe, and they make sure they take your funds along with it. Your time and laboring energy. They're out there to take your money. I like this meme right here that I saw. This is how a normal person who can think logically, who can think critically, would see the thin blue line. It's just a veiled expression of what the Nazi SS did. When you take somebody's liberty, when you cross the line to take somebody's life, liberty, and their pursuit of happiness away because your political overlords told you to enforce, and that's why they call police departments law enforcement agencies, or the police force. Like George Washington said, government is not eloquence, it's not reason, it's force. And like fire, it's a dangerous servant and a fearful master. So let me just leave you with this right here. There are three kinds of cops. There's the cop that abuses his power and violates the life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness of others, which constitutes a criminal activity. Think about this. If you did what cops did on a daily basis, if you just drug somebody out of their car and you kidnapped them and you threw them into a room, into a cage, you'd be arrested because that's assault. It's abuse. You're doing to others what you wouldn't want done to you. So that's cop number one, who abuses his authority and commits criminal activity under the color of law. Cop number two is the one who watches cop number one do what he did and then remains silent about it, which makes him complicit in the crime, which makes him just as bad as the officer who committed the actual crime. And then you have cop number three, who looks at what cop number one and cop number two does, calls him out, tries to arrest him, tries to report him at every turn, won't tolerate injustice. Well, guess what? Cop number three doesn't keep his job very long. So you tell me, based on that criteria of what cops actually do, what cops actually say they do, with the qualified immunity that they believe that they have. They believe that badges and costumes and guns and the authority of the state grant them special rights that none of the rest of us have. So based on what they actually do, you tell me, are there good cops? Before you leave your thoughts about this. for the world and the Google Thought Police in the comment section below. I'll see you guys in the next heavily censored shadow ban video.